thing we're going to talk about, right, is techniques of cheating and deception. Now, if we're thinking about cheating and deception, we're thinking about using something to engage the mind, right? To deceive someone of something, right? To trick them. It's a form of trickery. If you think about Geoff Thompson talked about the uses of artifice, where he would ask an engaging question, right? If things were about to go down, he would ask an engaging question. And the whole purpose of that engaging question, right, it was to engage the brain long enough to where the person had to think about it. Think about it just long enough that Geoff can throw his preemptive strike, right? So that was the idea of artifice. If you think about Japanese jiu-jitsu, they talk about, and like judo and all those other martial arts, right? They talk about the idea of kuzushi, and kuzushi is the unbalancing. Now, we've recently we've just accepted that kuzushi is just the physical unbalancing of the body, right? It's my physical preparation for me to apply my throw. I unbalance you, I cause you to shift your weight to one side, leaving you unbalanced and your base compromised, so it makes it easier for me to throw you, right? That's the idea of kuzushi, to unbalance the opponent. But I think we've gotten so stuck in the idea of the physical aspects of kuzushi that we completely disregarded the psychological kuzushi, right? It's the unbalancing of the mind. If you engage the mind, the mind's gone for a split moment in time, right? So it's engaging the mind so you can how do you say, you can take advantage of that momentary break, and you can attack or get away, right? So that's the idea of kuzushi, but it's the psychological kuzushi, which was prevalent, right? So here he talks about spitting. Yeah, this is a police officer in the early 1900s talking about spitting on someone's face. And the idea of spitting on someone's face is that there is an automatic reaction to water or something touching your face. Is this, right? So he describes this in a story. He talks about Okubo, the story of Okubo, right? Okubo is walking around in Kyoto, and Okubo happens to pass these three samurai. And the samurai, looking for a fight, one of the samurai bumps Okubo with his scabbard of his sword, right? And then, because they're looking for a fight. And so they turn around and it's like, hey man, you bumped into me. We about to do this, right? We're about to fight. This is what's about to happen, and you have no say in the matter. So Okubo is like, okay, well, let's fight then. So samurai, all three dudes draw their swords. There's three samurai, one dude, all three of them draw their swords. And he's just like, oh man, Okubo's like, man, I wasn't expecting this to happen today. So one of the samurai, he's ready. He's anxious, so he jumps forward because he's ready. He wants to cut Okubo down. So samurai is out there. He's ready to cut down Okubo. Okubo spits square in the samurai's face. Bow, hits in the face. Now the natural reaction is for you to, anything that touches your face is to wipe the face. Whatever hit you in the face is to wipe it away. The samurai unconsciously, mid-attack, stops to wipe the spit from his face. Preoccupied, unconsciously preoccupied by doing this, right? He was unbalanced by kuzushi. by the Okubo. So Okubo takes advantage of this moment in time, right? This split second, leaps forward, takes hold of this guy. He most likely isolated the sword hand so he couldn't cut him, right? So he probably, I'm not sure what he did, but imagine if he was coming forward to try to cut him, he kind of wiped his face. He probably trapped it right here. And he repeatedly strikes this guy until he hits the ground. Like, he doesn't stop. It's hit him down. He's done. Now you can imagine the other samurai see this and they're just like, I don't want none of that. He has a sword. And you did that to him? Nah, I'm good. Right? Okubo won because he understood, the natural reactions of a person, of man, right? But he also used that to his advantage. So he used kuzushi, a psychological kuzushi. Right? It was physical, right? Because he physically made it, but it was a subconscious thing that the samurai wasn't expecting to happen, right? Took advantage of it. So these are the things that are within the karate that we have, right? And it's not just karate. If you think about it, martial arts, this is martial arts. It's not just the techniques and the things that we do in the dojo. That's not just martial arts, right? The martial arts is all of those aspects that pertain to using the art of war, martial art, Mars's skills and techniques to defend myself however I deem necessary. And whether it be unbalancing them psychologically, physically, whether it be using artifice, whether it be using using my verbal judo to de-escalate the situation, all of those things are aspects of the martial arts that have miraculously stopped being there. So I want you to not just think about your skills that you practice in the dojo, but think about how you apply those skills and how you can fill the spaces in between those skills. You only need so many techniques, but you need this a lot more. That's all.